Right, morning online. All here, that morning. Everybody here online? Let's go. Let's go online. Go. Right. All right. All right, no problem. Yeah, that's later. All right, so we're going to take a look at indices. Today, I'll focus more on the surge part of it. And then next week, we'll do the indices and solve those indices, right? So let's take a look firstly at the rules of indices that we'll use. Right? We'll use those rules of indices to develop surge, right? Right. So the first thing that we need to just a quick little run through. You all should remember these little things. If you have 2 squared, there's the base and the power, right? That is terminology I will use, right? So we have a base here, and we have power here. So whenever I refer to something as having the same base, right? Same base means they have the same value here. When I say adding powers or adding indices, I'm talking about adding these values here. Okay? And all these rules you know already, yeah? What is 4 by 4? 16, right? But we also know that 4 can be written as 2 squared, and 4 can be written as 2 squared, right? And 4 by 4 is what? 16, right? And 16 is what? 2 to 1 power. 16 is 2 to 1 power. 2 to the power of 4, right? And you will see here that one of the ways that I would have gotten 4 is by adding, right? Looking like multiplying too, right? But it's added. Okay? And one of the things again that you're going to need to know is you're going to need to know these values here, right? You're going to know, I want you to know these values. And I'll write them out here for you, right? Because you will see these a lot. 2 squared, 2 cubed, 2 to the 4, 2 to the 5, even as far as 2 to the 6. You have to know those values. You should also know for 3, 4, and 5, right? Right? This is 4, this is 8, this is 16, this is 32, and this is 64. You should also know it for 3. Right? These are the popular ones. You should also know 4 squared, 4 cubed. You should know 5 squared, 5 cubed. Of course, all the other squares, right? But these are the more popular values, right? This one is 16, this is 64, this is 25, this is 125. All right, so we should know those values. All right, so just remember these. If we can go further down, that'll be good, right? Right, but those are the indices that we need to learn. All right, because the reason you have to know these is that sometimes you will see 16 and you have to know what the value is in the base 2. Right, ready? So these rules here, right, Nathan? Same base multiplied, we go into add the power. So for example, if I gave you 2 to the power 4 multiplied by 2 to the power 6, right? All we're going to do, same base, add the powers. Right? So you'll get 2 to the 10. Is it right? Division, right? When you divide in the same base, you simply subtract the powers. You would have done these rules already, yeah? Yeah? Good. So for example, what you'll do in a case like this? Suppose I said 64 multiply, 64 divided by 2 to the 5. What you'll do? You won't be able to use the rules as yet, right? So what to do? Convert 64 to the base 2. Nice. So convert 64 to the base 2, right? You know it already. 2 to the 6 divided by 2 to the 5. Division, same base. So you can minus powers, right? And you'll get 2 to the power 1, which is 2. Okay? All right, so that's the purpose of knowing these values, right? You see 64, you can memorize that and go to it, right? Right? Anything to the power 0, anything to the power 0 is 1, right? Whenever you're multiplying indices, like an indice to an indice, you simply multiply, right? So for example, if you have 3 to the power 4 all squared, if you have 3 to the power 4 all squared, you multiply, right? So you'll get 3 to the power of 8. Okay, we now start. Okay, copy that down. All right. Let's continue. Right, let's continue. That's rule 4, and the rules I want to focus on today. Rule 5. If you have the nth, right? If you have the nth root of A, how do we write that? 1 over, very good, 1 over n. Okay, so for example, if I give you the cube root of A, that will be A to the power of 1 to the. Okay, yeah. And last rule, so I'm going to focus on this one for a while, right? I'm going to do these for a little while. And I'm going to give you the last indices rule, A to the m over n. How do we write that? A over m to the power of n. What will that be? So the first thing is do is use rule number 4, right? So I could use rule number 4 and I can break up this in A to the m by 1 on n. Okay? So I can break up this to this. Okay with that? And then what does 1 on n mean again? 1 on n means the nth root of A to the m. Okay? So I wanted to try this here. Try to see if you could work out 8 to the 2/3. Try that. 8 to the 2/3. Yeah, what we got? So we will have 8 squared, and you can find the cube root of 8, right? You write it like that, or you can write it like this. I would kind of prefer you do it like this, right? Because you want to simplify it all the way down, right? 8 is what? 2 to 1 power. 8 is 2 to the power of 3. So write 2 to the power of 3, right? That represents the 8 by 2/3. I want you all to notice there is something that I don't ever work without brackets. Every time you make a substitution, every time you change something, in brackets, right? Now, by using the brackets, you will recognize that we can use what? Rule number 4. 3 multiplied by 2/3. 3 multiplied by 2/3 is 2. 2 squared is. All right. Online, are you okay there? Nice, good job, Sophia. Yeah, nice. All right. So our focus is going to be here for today, right? So we're going to do surds. Right. Next day we will sit down and we'll go through all the indices. Right. One test that. Right. You all do this in school already? Yeah, some good. Right. So I want to make sure I didn't think that again. Test. All right. Even if it means let us sleep up a little while and use my topic. Okay. All right, go ahead. I'm student now. All right, our focus will be on students. You know, all right, go ahead. I'm student, right? All right. So when we talk about surds, what we're talking about is everything to the power of a half. So we're dealing with square roots alone. And the thing with surds is that you don't, like a surd, for example, is something like this. Square root of 3, right? When you square root 3, you wouldn't get a whole number. So the best thing to do is to leave it in a surd, right? For those of passive calculators, you will see this happening a lot, right? This is not a surd, right? Because they find the square root of 4, you'll get 2. Okay? So surds are values like this. right? And surds belong to which surds belong to which set of values? Real, irrational, rational. Surds belong to which one? Whole numbers, integers, irrational, right? Surds belong to irrational numbers, right? All right, so let's take a look at surds. Right, surds have some rules as well. Just a few rules. The first rule with surds is that if you were to multiply the square root of a by the square root of a, what you'll get? You'll get a, right? Why? Because square root means to the power of a half. Square root here means to the power of a half. So a to the half multiplied by 8 to the half is 8 to the 1. Right? Add the powers. Right? So root a by root a is 8. Okay? So what will be the square root of 3 multiplied by the square root of 3? 3. Okay? What about a divided by the square root of a? What would that be? Vinay, right hand. Right hand, Vinay. What would be a over the square root of a? What you said? Square root of a, right? A over the square root of a. Remember, a is this. So if you have the square root of a by the square root of a, all over the square root of a, one will cancel. And you will end up with the square root of a. Okay? So a on root a is root a. Okay? So if I give you an example like this, if I give you 4 over the square root of 4, right, that's not, I don't like to use 4, but it's not surd, right? 5 over the square root of 5 is someone doing up. Why is 5 over the square root of 5? Square root of 5. Right, Casio people, you'll be able to Casio people are seen as yeah. They have a Casio. Yeah, learn to work it out. All right, next. What do you think is the square root of a plus the square root of a? What will that be? Hey, some people. Later. What's the square root of a plus the square root of? Get a guess. What do you think it might be? You add in one square root of a to the next square root of a. How much square root of a do you have? You have one square root of a and the next square root of a. Yeah, then how much you get? 2, right? Right? So if you add square root of a and square root of a, 1 plus 1 is 2. That's okay? So for example, if I were to give you 3 root 5 plus 2 root 5, how many root 5s are you going to end up with? How many root 5s are you going to end up with? 5, right? If you're not seeing it, you could also factor out root 5 and then add the 3 and the 2. Right? But if you have 3 root 5 added to 2 root 5, you're going to get 5 root 5. Okay? Tanya, I mean, Nathan, say you like that. right? If you look at this here, root A by root B, right? Root A multiplied by root B. What you could do is, since both of them is a root, right? You wouldn't be able to apply, you wouldn't be able to add the powers then because they are in different places, right? But since both of them have a power half, what you can do is you can pull this square root of both of them and multiply the A by B. So for example, if I gave you root 3 multiplied, this is multiplied, multiplied by root 2, it will be the square root of 3 by 2. Okay. So root 3 by root 2 is root. Right, we almost done with the roots. Right, watch this here. If I give you a surd like this, right? If I give you a surd root A plus root B, right? And this surd, I ask you to get the conjugate of this, right? All the conjugators is taking the sign in the middle and changing it. That's all. Whatever sign you have in the middle, change it. So the conjugate of root A plus root B is root A minus it. All right? So whenever you see the word conjugate, take the expression and change the sign in the middle. Right? What will be the conjugate of this? What will be the conjugate of root 3 minus root 2? Right? Let's change the sign in the middle, and you'll get root 3 plus root 2. Right? Make a note there, change the sign, right? And then last rule. Last rule. Last rule you will work out for me. Can you multiply this for me, please? Multiply this 2. Let's see what you get. Multiply root A plus root B by root A minus root B. And what you'll get. Right? Multiply root A by plus root B, root A minus root B. possible method. So which one, Hamlet? This is other root A. Huh? This one? Oh, no. Oh, no, multiplication. No, multiplication do have a surd, right? I mean, do have a conjugate. It must have addition or minus sign. All right, yeah, I don't understand what I mean. Oh, that is my code. Use your audio there, Hamlet. Anybody can just use their audio there. I just want to see if I hear anything.
Yes, sir.
No. I don't hear you. Right, nice. What y'all got? It might not be. I told you. You got it? I still looking at it. You think you go ahead, you look at it. Let's see what you got. Right. Right? So root A by root A, so I'm multiplying it out like this, right? Root A by root A, we know that's A. Right? Root A by minus root B is minus root AB. Right, Antonio? What's your sign, right? Root B by root A is positive root AB. And root B by minus root B is minus. Okay? So this is minus root AB, this is plus root AB. This will cancel. Right? And you will get A minus B. Right? But more formally, I want you to learn it like this. It's always root A squared minus root B squared. Same answer, but I want you to learn this version. Whenever you multiply something by conjugate, you'll always get the first term squared minus the second term squared. Right? Learn this part here. Let's try one example before we move out again. Let's try one example for me. try root 3 minus root 2 by root 3 plus root 2. Don't do all of this, huh? Use the rule. Right? Don't do all of that, just use the rule. Root 3 minus root 2 by root 3 plus root 2. Right? So what's the answer? What's the answer? Is what? Root 3 by root 3 is what? Right? So it's root 3 squared minus root 2 squared. Right? Root 3 squared is 3, root 2 squared is 2, so the answer is 1. Okay? All right? But learn to use this version because I will show you why, not the why, right? Right? Any issues online? Right? Remember, when it's a simple value, I want you to message the answer, right? Right? Just to make sure online following and then fall back asleep. Take one more easy one. Root 5 minus root 2. Root 5 plus root 2. All right? Go ahead, work out that fast. Let's message the answer, right? All right, good. Online message the answers. Yeah, let's work it out. You'll recognize the answers. Let's move ahead. All right, good job, Amrit, Jason, Renisha, Annalie. So very good. Imran, you done? Right?
Almost.
Are you done? 3, nice. Right, so it's basically root 5 squared minus root 2 squared, which is 3. Okay, nice. Now let's make it a little harder. Right? Let's make it a little bit harder. Instead of me writing root 5, I want to work out it. 2 root 3 minus 4 root 5. Right? 2 root 3 plus 4 root 5. Oh, what is sign in the second bracket? Sorry, that's plus. Plus, right? Conjugate. That's plus. Just like this, Imran. Just like this. First term squared minus second term squared. Oh yeah, try to work it out. Right, don't give me the right answer. You try to work it out. First term squared minus second term squared. Right, first term squared minus second term squared. And see what you get. Give me a minute. Right, let's go. So what does 2 root 3 squared mean? 2 root 3 squared means 2 squared, which is 4, root 3 squared, which is 3. That's all. Right? 2 root 3 squared means 2 squared and root 3 squared. That's it. Right? 4 root 5 is 4 squared by root 5 squared, which is 5. Right? All right, then 16 one time, right? 4 squared and 5 root 5 squared. And that's it. This is 12. This one 80. So you get minus 16. Right, Imran? Follow that now.
Yes, sir.
Imran, you are up on that? All right, but you follow what to do, right? You're okay what to do? Yeah? Last one. Last one, work it out. Right, he goes the bed, good advantage, right? Albani, Albani to get a set answer. Hila and Nikhil. So we do we get a sum answer? Copy. Copy. After next year, I think. All right. Next part. So let's see what you got. So that would be 5 root 5 squared minus 3 root 2 squared. Right? 5 squared, that's 25. So that's 25 by 5 minus 3 squared is 9, root 2 squared is 2. Right? So that's 125 minus 18. Right? So that's 107. All right? That's okay? Sure. Last thing we have to do in surds is something called locate one. Amrit, you got this one? Avani? Okay. All right. Suppose I give you a surd looking like this. A plus root B divided by C plus root B. Right? We need to be able to simplify things like this. Right? We need to be able to simplify. Oh, I didn't give all of that. Oh, drop it. Come on. All right, that's an group. Not like being in that like do more. Right? Yeah. Some quadratics and I didn't tell you to finish all the practice and then do on the topic. No? Ah, I'm done with it. All right, so right. How do we handle these things here? These are fractions, right? But they are not rational fractions. So we need to rationalize them. Turn them into a nice rational fraction. In order for us to do that, what we do is we multiply, technically you're multiplying by 1, right? If you multiply anything by 1, you're not changing the value. All right? So what do we multiply by? We multiply by the conjugate of the denominator. So we multiply by the conjugate of the denominator. So what's the conjugate of C plus root B? That'll be C minus root B. Right, Junior? C minus root B. That's the conjugate. So the conjugate of this is this. Right? So you multiply this fraction by the conjugate of the denominator. Right? And if you divide it by itself, this value gets 1. So it does not change that identity. That's all right? So you multiply by the conjugate of the denominator over itself. All right, so let's do this one together. Right? That is 3 plus root 2 over 3 minus root 2. Right, sorry. So you didn't try it on your phone? Huh? You try it? Right. Antonius, you didn't try it. So tell me what to multiply here, Antonius. What to multiply by? Which is minus 5 plus, right? 5 plus root 2 over 5 plus root 2. Correct? What will the denominator be when you multiply this by this? What you'll get? I thought we have to do all the time. This by the conjugate to give you what? What is it? 5 minus root 4, you sure? I thought we do it. Right, will be 5 squared minus root 2 squared. Okay? What about the numerator? You can help me multiply this out? Yeah? No? But what you normally do when multiply 3 by this and up? As mouth now, 3 by 5 is what? 15, nice. 3 by root 2 is what? That will be 3 root 2. It's only root 6 if it's root 3 by root. Plus root 2 by root 5. That'll give you 2 root 5. Root 2 by root 2. That's 2. How I get it? Oh, yeah. 5 root 2. And I want to know how I want to add that. Thanks. That's okay? Right? 15 plus 2, we can add that. That'll give us 17. 3 plus 5, that'll give us 8. Right? 25 minus 2. Right? 5 squared is 25 minus 2. 20. And you got 2. And it's done. All right? All right, so you come on, you go on to the next one. If you want, you could write it like this. 17 on 23 plus 8 on 23. If you want, there are times that you write it like that, right? All right, so are you okay with that? Yeah, take your time. You have a few steps. The denominator should be easy. By a numerator, this by this by this, and so on, right? Take your time and multiply it out. Try that, please. Online can message the answer as soon as they could, as best as they could. I know it's not asking for it. Right, let's see Imran. Imran, what's going on? Right, so you rejoin there, right? Severe. Another answer now, please. It's still admin, right? It's still admin, right? It's admin. This is still admin. I know, but you might have to start. Wait, so it's not? That is admin. You start half nine. That's well work it out. All right, let's look it out. I have a minute again. Yeah, a minute. Let's see what you all come up with. All right, somebody go on to the next one. Only Eric will go. All right, so let's check and see what we got. We're multiplying by, right, conjugate of the denominator. So that'll be 4 minus root 3. 4 minus root 3. Take your time, do it step by step. This denominator is always going to be 4 squared minus root 3 squared. 5 by 4, that's 20. 5 by minus root 3, that's minus 5 root 3. Minus root 3 by 4 is minus 4 root 3. Minus root 3 by minus root 2 is plus 3. Right? Or root 9 if you want. 20 plus 3, that's 23. Minus 5 minus 4 is minus 9. 4 squared is 16. Root 3 squared is 3. So the answer will be 23 minus 9 root 3 all over 30. Question? Go get it. Go get it. I'll put it here. Give you a nice one in. To get rid of the headache. Do I give it keep? And what I'll give it keep class. I'll give this pure mass class. Next Saturday, Monday. I didn't save it here. Try this one. 2 root 3. Same thing, doing the same thing. That's -4, right? This might be the last minus. Right. You can go. Take your time, everyone, right? Take your time to sign something. Right? This is the last one, right? Right. We have dinner. Yes, sir. Like that. All right, last one here. So they could run in the office and All right. Let us see. So if you look here, this will be equal to, sorry, you're going to multiply this by 5 root 3 minus 2 all over 5 root 3 minus 2. But some people who are not seeing it are going to do it the long way. We're going to write it all out, right? So the denominator is always going to be 5 root 3 squared minus 2 squared. That's okay? Everybody see the denominator? The numerator is this by this. I'm writing that for you. I'm writing 2 root 3 by 5 root 3. This by this. Minus 2 by 2 root 3. Then this by this. Minus 4 by 5 root 3. Then this by this. Plus 3. Okay? And then we go and take the time and work on the top. 2 by 5, that's 10. Root 3 by root 3, that's 3. That's okay? Here now, 2 by 2 is 4 by root 3, so that's 4 root 3. Here is 4 by 5, that's 20 by root 3 plus 8. All over 5 root 3 squared, right? We did this a little while ago. 5 root 3 squared, that'll be 25 by 3. 2 squared, that's 4. Okay? Then we just add up everything. 3 by 10, that's 30 plus 8, 38. Minus 4 minus 20. Minus 24. Right? 75 minus 4 is 7. Yeah? Okay? So if you're not seeing it like one time, write this step. I just take a 10 seconds extra. Write this step here and then we'll do it. All right? Okay, so nice. So that's basically what you will see in today. All right? So next day I'm gonna give you one on the group for homework, right? It's a long one, right? So we'll take it. That's one question I'll give you on the group. All right. So